Hi Vivek,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about my audio?
Yeah, it's proper. It's fine.
Great, great.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. And how about you?
I'm doing good.
Great, great to know.
Yeah, we are really glad to have you. To see students just coming out of college and contributing a lot to the community, and we really appreciate that. So I think people would be really interested to listen to you, and they will definitely take some good insights from your talk.
Great.
So Vivek, you can introduce about yourself and what your talk is going to be about. So meanwhile, you
Uh,
can share the screen so that I can present it on screen.
okay, just a second. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Cool.
So it's on the screen.
Great. Right. So, hi, I'm Vivek Raja. I'm pursuing my final year computer science in Precaution and Engineering College. I'm a Microsoft certified data scientist associate. I'm an active mentor and speaker in AI and cloud field. So, if you are a guy who is participating in hackathons or who love to go to conferences and developer meets, there will be a great chance of meeting me there. And anyway, like I have been actively performing in hackathons where my solutions have been accepted at international and national scale industries as well. So my topic for the session is AI ML solutions to tackle COVID-19. Yes. So before going that, I would like to give a big salute to all the frontline workers of COVID-19 who are doctors, nurses, sanitary workers, reporters, policemen, and everyone. And they are doing a great job, and it is our job is to support them through these times. So I want to break down this session into a few scenarios, and I would like to discuss a various solution for each scenario of same kind. So the first scenario is prevention and precaution. Under that, the first solution I would like to propose is face mask detection. This use case solution is discussed by Ritesh Modi in our session talk earlier this day, and he had amazingly explained how to implement that using Azure ML. And yeah, to summarize that, he will be using computer vision techniques to detect whether the person is wearing a face mask or not. And the best use case to implement that is in public places where there is a constraint. We need to step out only if you are wearing a face mask. So this will be helpful to police to monitor people. And the second use case is social distancing tracking system. Whenever in a public place, there is a constraint. We need to maintain at least a 6 feet of distance from each and every person. And this social distancing can be enforced very well using computer vision and IoT techniques. That if a person is getting too close with another person, there will be a notification through maybe a beep through your mobile phone or maybe something like that, and that will help us to maintain a good social distancing that will prevent us from getting COVID-19 from others as well. And this will be a great use case that can be implemented at workspace and public gatherings as well. And the third solution is people count tracking system. There's a constraint given by our Indian government that there is a number of people need to attend for a particular social gathering, whether say it is a marriage or any other social gathering. So to monitor how many people are present at a particular gathering, we can use computer vision techniques installed in CCTV camera to maintain how many people are in the gathering, so that we do not exceed and the constraint they have levied upon us. So in this thing, computer vision would be of a great help. And this scenario, coming to the next scenario, this is one of the most important scenario of the entire pandemic situation we are undergoing, that is the social stigma around it. The first solution is to, like, we need to first prevent spreading of fake news. There are multiple rumors or misinformation that is carried out throughout the entire social media space and so on, and that will be creating a very panic and distress situation among public. The best thing we can counter that is to develop an NLP tool which uses natural language processing. So that tool will be helping us to like get input from if you're about to share an article or a tweet or maybe a social media post, you can just ping it up in your that tool to check whether the fact you're sharing is right or not. So the tool will say whether yes, that tool will be scraping up news articles across various domains and will be authenticating your fact. If that is true, you can well share to others. If not, that is recommended not to share, because your that will be a key to spreading of fake news. And the second biggest social stigma is to like revealing of patient details. There is a very basic rule followed in all medical fields that we need to maintain the patient anonymity. But there are a few extreme cases where the details of the patients are revealed in social media posts and news articles. So that will be causing a very big mental distress to the patient and his family, or his or her family. So to ensure that that doesn't happen, we can just scrape news articles, social media posts, so that we can ensure that there is no anonymous, there is no patient details that is revealed through it. And coming to the screening test of COVID-19, so day to day, many people are getting screened for COVID-19, and that takes clinical test that will give us a lab reports whether you're COVID-19 positive or negative. And to assess that clinical test, we can come up with few AI related solutions that will be a very big assistant to the existing clinical test. And I want to stress on this point is that we do not completely rely on this AI screening test, but this will be a great assistant to the existing systems and solutions followed. So the first solution is like the chatbot assistant. So there will be the user will be asked to take a series of questions depending upon the symptoms he's or her are experiencing and so on. And at the end of the questionnaire, that will give us whether how likely you're about to get infected by COVID-19. And this chatbot was officially released by World Health Organization. You can also go and check it out in their website. And these chatbots are created using natural language processing and machine learning techniques. So that will create a questionnaire exclusively for you based on the answers you're giving. So the second use case under this scenario will be the radiology assistant. This is a widely discussed solution in this COVID-19 scenario, where there are multiple companies, researchers, and students who are coming up with the AI solution that will take the X-ray scan of the chest as their input, and that will be predicting whether the patient is a COVID-19 positive or negative. So if you just go to your Kaggle, you can find multiple solutions for this, how they are implemented, and so on. And the major part that is used here is computer vision, image processing techniques. In our before solutions, there are multiple session speakers who have discussed how to implement image classifications and other stuff. So that would be a great help to develop this tool as well. And before going to the next scenario, I want to again stress that these screening tests are not the exact test for the COVID-19, but it will be a great assistant to the existing test available. So next come to the one of the important aspects of COVID-19 is to surveillance and monitoring. And under that, the first solution I would like to discuss is COVID-19 forecast. This tool is developed, has been developed by me. So how it works is that it takes daily cases of confirmed death and recovered cases. Based upon that, we'll be like predicting how much cases would like to be will be receiving in next 1 week. How many recovered people will be there in next 1 week. So I have given a detailed implementation how to do that in my article. You can see the implementation tutorial article below, as well as you also see the live forecast available in my website, that is bit.ly/newcovid. You can go and visit the website and see how that is implemented. So I have used Azure ML to develop these tools. And the second biggest use case is identification of hotspots. So as you can see the news daily, you can see there is a sudden development of COVID-19 cluster cases within a particular areas or town or district maybe. So it is essential to identify which section of the geographical location might turn into an active COVID-19 cluster in future. So if that is done, if we can able to predict using machine learning techniques, then that will be a great help to the government and others, so that we can predict how many hospital beds do we need, and what are the doctors and nurses we need to employ there, and do we need to set up a quarantine shelter, and if so, how many beds should be available for the people, and so on. So identification of this hotspot will be a very big use case in this current situation. And now comes to the another important aspect, that is essentials. So despite the COVID-19 situation is going on and we are under lockdown and quarantine, so but still we need some goods to be delivered to us, and maybe like milk or something. But to ensure that there is no contamination of goods with COVID-19, or there is a possibility of transmission of one person to another while delivering goods. So to eradicate that scenario, we can use artificial intelligence techniques combined with IoT. So the goods can go under the screening process at their warehouse or the delivery godown, where they can check whether the goods and services are really are free from contamination, as well as the delivery person who is delivering can also undergo the screening test on a regular interval period to ensure that the delivery of goods is taken place at a safe scale. And this scenario is I'm going to discuss as Q, and this is a scenario we are been hoping to in the time of the need. We need a drug to counter the COVID-19 situation. So in drug discovery and immunity boost, AI techniques are widely used in genomics and biotech field, so that they can assist the biotechnology people to come up with a solution for a cure for COVID-19. And meanwhile, beside the drug discovery, we can also implement AI to find out the ways we can improve our immunity through these techniques as well. Now comes the next scenario, and this scenario will be a great lesson to our future generation. We need to ensure that this global pandemic situation we do not need to undergo another time in future. So it is the best to prevent it from happening. So to make sure that the global pandemic does not happen in future, what we can do is that AI can be help us to like go through the news articles and other weird or maybe different medical cases. If there is, and those using the NLP techniques, we can ensure that if that outbreak of some virus or something can turn into a global pandemic in the future. So news like constantly monitoring of the news articles and suspicious outbreak would be a great help in preventing a global pandemic in future. So if coming up with a little number of use cases and solutions we had discussed so far, and if you can come up with the AI solution to fight that can fight the COVID-19, then that would be a great thing, because all the data scientists, researchers, and everyone is working for a solution that will be helpful in one or other way for the people to counter COVID-19. And if you are able to come up with one, that's really great. And besides that, I would like to also collaborate. If you're having an idea or an implementation, or if you like to work with me, yeah, I'm very much open, because I'm actively working in many developer groups, research projects, and pattern works. So if you really want to connect with me and discuss about the same, I am open. You can contact me through LinkedIn, Twitter, and email address is also given. You can ping me anywhere. I'm always available, and hope so we'll be like coming